but picks it up. Brown, he's open for three. He takes the three, and he hits the three. Takes away Marquez off to Brown. Brown, he slams it home. A one-handed slam by Brown.
Sixth-grade senior from Rockville, number 3, Tarchee Brown.
My dad kind of pushed me to play basketball. I didn't know if I really wanted to play. I liked football at the time. That was kind of like when I was younger, though. The first time I can remember like actually getting serious was I was about 10 or 11. I had moved out to Hartford for a little bit, and I was playing against kids that all they did was play basketball all year round, and I was like, I didn't know whether I should have played basketball or played football out there, so I kind of just played basketball just because like the parks were closed, and there was like a rec center that was closed, and I kind of just played basketball there. Even going back to like when I played at Hartford High, I played freshman, and I didn't really want to play JV or varsity because I was like really nervous. And my varsity coach actually came into me one game and he was like you're done playing freshman. He was like, you're gonna play JV and varsity. And pretty much after that, like my freshman year in high school is when I kind of like got really serious with it. I would say I had 3 really good coaches when I was in high school. When I was at Hartford Public, I had Coach Reese, who kind of like, I didn't really know much about the game. I had never played like really organized basketball up until my freshman year in high school. And he was a person who allowed me to grow as a player and kind of like started like the foundation. And another person along with him who helped him was Coach Mike Thomas. And Mike Thomas was my AAU coach, he's my travel coach, and he just pushed me to be better. Like every single day, on the court, off the court. He would always ask me how my grades are, how I'm doing in the sport, what I'm doing for conditioning, what I'm doing for lifting, or just everything. And I was a sophomore. I was 15 or 16. So he pushed me on the court and off the court. And when I got to high school, or like when I transferred from Hartford Public to Rockville. Actually, switching from Hartford Public to Rockville was memorable because the year I switched, my sophomore year, we were 20-0. In the regular season, so we had a good chance of going and winning a state title. And I moved because of like personal reasons. Like my dad was living in Hartford, my mom was living in Rockville, and like somebody had got murdered on my street where I was living in Hartford. So I moved to Rockville, and it was kind of hard because I was leaving a bunch of people who I grew a connection with as far as basketball goes, and I think we could have done like really special things there, but I mean, I moved for like safety reasons. So I went to Rockville and I ended up, creating a special bond with certain players there. Actually, my first year there was kind of rough. I went from winning 20 straight games, right, not losing, and going to a team where I think they won 3 games the year before I got there. And I didn't really help. I mean, I helped a little bit. I mean, when I got there, we won like 6.
Right.
So 6, or we could have won 8. So 8 is like the state tournament. You get into the state tournament with 8, and we won 6. And we lost a couple close ones that we probably should have won. But that was pretty memorable. And then my senior year, I mean, my coach, the new coach, so I had a different coach my junior year than my senior year. And my coach my senior year kind of just, he gave me the keys and he just let me go with it. So kind of like my senior year season was kind of like the most, I guess, beneficial. And my summers for AAU, because I played with Mike Thomas like all summer. And in high school, I was with those like different coaches. So my senior year is kind of like when I kind of like took off and I was like, hey, I can probably actually play at the collegiate level basketball. And I didn't really want to think about it because at the time I was going through my own issues at home, and I kind of didn't want to play basketball after college. But I knew I could, just because I was getting recruited by certain colleges, and I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. So I kind of decided not to play. And then I was at like a volleyball lock-in with like a couple of my, like all my peers and stuff, really like students, they were all there. And actually a girl who played here, her name was Taylor McBride. Yeah. Her dad saw me at the volleyball lock-in. He asked me like, where are you going for college? And I was like, I don't know yet. And he was like, oh, well, like, he works around Eastern, he lives around Eastern. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I'll give it a thought. And their head coach ended up contacting me, so I ended up coming here. I ended up committing here late. It was late too, like late July, late August. But I ended up committing, and I love it here. It was close to home. I didn't really want to go too far, which is kind of why I was trained from Philly. I could have went out there, went to Pennsylvania, and I could have went and played. I feel like I could have played out there, but I didn't want to go too far. And by the time that I was going to make my decision, U-Heart, they weren't really talking to me anymore. So I was like, whatever, I won't. And it was kind of between Western and Eastern, and I had like this summer program that I had to do at both schools, and my grades were good. I just had really bad SAT scores. But I ended up coming here. This kid was like, or Trayshawn Preston, he was like, yo, don't go to Western. Like they're not really a good program. Like, not that they're not a good program, but they're just like individuals. Like, they play like individuals, and he's like, they don't, we're the best team in the league, and we push people to get better. And so I just kind of made a decision to come here. I think me and Trey butted heads a little more than we should have. I think if me and Trey would have, I was young and I was learning how to play the game at the college level, and Trey had been there for a couple of years, so he already knew like what to expect. So he was trying to get a young Tarchee Brown to adopt his kind of behaviors and the way he does things on the court. And I was young and just energetic, and I had all this this inexperience that I had to kind of learn from and grow from. And I think with that aspect, me and Trey both being scorers, I think he thought that me and him should have been able to win a little more and create a little more for others than we were. And I mean, playing with Hugh, he was just a freak. Like, he's a freak of nature. I mean, playing with him was great because I just got so pumped playing with him. But Trey and Kev, I guess they more so helped out my games because they were more guys who were in my positions. Like, they were guards and I was a guard. And playing against Kev, I thought he was the best defender in the LEC. So playing against him and playing with him kind of took my game to another level. As far as being physically equipped, he worked out. I saw how hard he worked, and he didn't really say much. He was kind of like a lead by example kind of guy. So just him seeing how he went about things, and I kind of learned and seeing how Trey went about things. They were both quiet leaders. They did things by, they just did things, and we were supposed to see them doing it, and they led by example. They didn't really say much. They weren't really vocal guys. And me coming in, I'm kind of a vocal guy. So I guess my freshman year, I kind of took on a role of just being energetic, kind of bringing leadership in my own way, not really trying to step on their toes, but kind of bringing energy and being loud, being vocal. I kind of thought that's something that our team needed, but learning from them was it was incredible because I got a really good experience. I went my freshman year, we played, and we were really good. We went to the NCAA tournament. Due to injuries, we lost in the first round. I feel like we could have went a lot farther. We were actually in the Trinity tournament. We lost, I think, Salisbury my freshman year in the NCAA tournament. And in sophomore year, we basically had the same team, and we were not as good. We lost a lot more games, and I feel like we were kind of complacent about what we did the year before, and egos kind of got in the way, and we just didn't mesh well that year for whatever reason. But we had legitimately the same team. We lost one player, Brandon Yarbrough. He was a senior my freshman year, so we lost him going into my sophomore year. We were preseason 14, and we didn't live up to those expectations. I think we were out of the rankings really fast, and we underachieved as a team. And kind of after that, I kind of just realized I didn't want another experience like that. So I was going to do whatever it took to just win and just help my team grow in whatever way is possible. And learning from Coach Geithner, I guess, that man he's helped me so much. Coming in my freshman year, I was just very immature. Didn't really know how to play basketball. I knew how to play basketball. I knew how to put the ball in the bucket, but I didn't know, concepts of games and strategies and what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. And even off the court, he's helped me grow as a man. My relationship with him from freshman year till now, I think has grown, and it's stronger. And he jokes about it sometimes. He's just like, you're my third kid, you're my fourth kid, and I laugh, but I kind of feel like that's kind of the relationship we kind of have is he's like a male, father figure, not just to me, but I feel like for everybody on our team. And I couldn't be more blessed to have him as my coach.
Arsenal wins 3-0. They clinch a spot in the Champions League round of 16. It was pretty good. I got into it.
Market 8, dude. Eastern Connecticut to the hole with Seoul. Tarchee Brown, great pass, beats Trinity College. That's where Jim Murray went to school.
I was sleeping. When everybody found out. So everybody was up, and I had class. I actually missed the class. I missed Switch's class that morning. I had class at like 8. We had a game on Wednesday, so I missed that class at 8. And I kind of slept in because I felt really hard and I was hurting. So I was like, I'm not feeling well. So I missed class. And when I woke up, my phone was like blowing up. I had like 50 like missed calls and like 50 text messages. Like, I'm like, what the heck is going on? And people were like sending me videos, and I'm like, I'm looking at the videos, but like I didn't watch it. I was just seeing that they sent me videos. I was just scrolling, like, what the heck? What's everybody doing? And it was kind of weird. I'm like, what is everybody doing? Like, why is everybody sending me messages, like so many messages? And when I actually started reading them, because I was like so half asleep, so I put my phone down. I went and brushed my teeth, like kind of woke up a little bit, put water on my face, and went back to my phone. And I was like, they were like, oh my God, you're on like SportsCenter Top 10. And I went to go put on SportsCenter, and then I watched it myself, and I was like, oh my God, like this is really cool. That's like kind of like what every kid dreams of when like they're playing sports. Like you make it on SportsCenter Top 10. That's how you know like you've done something well. But it was cool. I mean, I made it. I saw it. It was unreal. Like everybody showed me love, so it was kind of like a moment where like you can be proud of yourself. You can say like, damn, like I sorry, I don't say that, but like darn, like I did something great. Like I did something that's worth other people watching. But it's also like a humbling experience. Like don't let yourself get too high on what just happened. Because you still have a whole season ahead of you, and you still have something something way more greater to work for than just being on SportsCenter Top 10. So I mean, it was good. Like credit to Hugh, that was a great pass. But yeah, I still think I can't do nothing without my teammates. So even if that happened, like I made SportsCenter Top 10. If I made it again, or if I didn't make it for the rest of my life, I would be content because I got to play with some great players, and I think playing for moments like that, like and even if it didn't make the top 10, that game itself was. It was unreal. Like it was a really close game, and we got it. Like we got the win like late. So I think like playing in moments like that, I think that's what every basketball player lives for. Every player that plays sports, they want to play in close games. They want to win close games. It was entertaining for them. It's entertaining for the fans. It's entertaining for the kids. Everybody that comes out and watches. Probably stressful for the coaches, but the players love it. So I mean, just playing like that, it was really cool.
33.8 seconds left here. Free throw is no good. Window's there for the rebound. So Eastern, they can hold for the last shot. They have one timeout left, as does Keene State. Gonzalez gets it past Nichols. There's actually probably a less than 1 second difference between game clock and shot clock. If you're the Warriors, you want Gonzalez taking this shot. Window now has it. Off to Arnhem. Backdoor pass to Gonzalez. Gonzalez up and layup and score!
Or take a difficult three-point
Inbounding
shot.
it to Nichols. Nichols gonna go the full court, puts up the shot at the buzzer, and it's no good! Eastern Connecticut has reached its destiny! And for the 4th time in program history, they have won the Little East Conference Tournament Championship as they storm the court. They have done it!
We had hosted 2 years before that, and both years we lost. So freshman year, I'm pretty sure we lost to Keene, which is it was bad. But Trey was out, and me and Colin was a freshman, and I was a freshman at the time. So we had 2 freshmen starting. So the inexperience kind of kicked in, and was kind of like relying on me, Colin, Kev, and Hugh, and everybody else, to just rally around the people who were playing, which were freshmen at the time, and then some people who were off the bench, like Michael Thomas. He played throughout the season, but I don't think he played in a big moment like that, if I'm mistaken. But even then, we hosted freshman year, we lost. We hosted sophomore year, and we lost. I'm trying to think of who we lost to my sophomore year. I think it was Dartmouth. So we lost to Dartmouth my sophomore year. So, I mean, our junior year, or my junior year, hosting it again, I'm saying this is in our building one more time. Like, I have another chance at hosting this, and this is like after this year, I'm only going to have one more time to try and potentially host it. So coming in junior year, I could be like, this could be the last time I'm hosting it. Like, we're blessed enough to be hosting it as it is, and us hosting it one more time and getting another shot at to win it on our home court. Like, there's no better feeling. Like, there's no better feeling than trying to win it on your home court.
Then here's a scary moment for the Warriors as Hugh Lindo, he's going to bounce it off to Donnie Craig, and then Lindo goes hard right into the cement wall. That did not feel good. And he would return in this one somehow, some way. But Lindo clearly shaken up on that one. And then just a few minutes later, this time it's the other senior, Dave Canning. His knee buckles up or he gets injured. He will come out of this ball game. He would return as well. So a bit of misfortune for the Warriors. Another scary moment for the Warriors is this time Tarchee Brown goes down with an ankle injury. He's in obvious pain as he is on the ground, and he would not return. Brown, the leading scorer for this team, averaging 19 points per game.
It was, our attitude was just, never quit attitude. I think everybody on the bench really wanted that game, and they were, coach was putting in players who some hadn't played 2 games before, the whole entire game. He was putting players in because he had to. So I feel like him doing that, players who hadn't played, like Brendan Young, Donnie Craig, even Carlos. Carlos set up huge. I'm pretty sure he had like 30 points. So just everybody just, dialing in and really digging in and digging deep, because that's what we wanted. That's what we were hosting for, was to win a LEC championship. I think that was more so to add to the sacrifice and the commitment that everybody had and the desire to beat King State and whoever was in front of us, whoever they put in front of us. I think the desire and that same commitment was going to be able to kick in.
At this time, we direct your attention to the center court area where Eastern men's basketball head coach Bill Beckman is presenting the Connecticut basketball to number 3, Tarchee Brown. Please join us in congratulating Tarchee Brown on becoming the all-time leading scorer in Eastern men's basketball history.
Right now, I just, I smile whenever I hear it because I've been hearing it so much for the past 3 weeks or whatever. But I'm trying not to get too high on it, I guess. I kind of don't want it to be about me, and I think it's not about me, it's about us. That's kind of the attitude I have right now. So it's not about me, it's about our team and what our team can accomplish by the end of the year. And hopefully we'll be able to host one more year and win another LEC championship, hopefully, and just make it to the NCAA tournament. And then after, maybe I'll reflect on what my career was like, and maybe I'll have a little more insight about that on senior night when I'm realizing that's my last regular season home game. Maybe that's when it'll probably kick in. But I'm trying not to think about me. I'm trying to think about our team as a group and how we can get better collectively, and just keep our high horse rolling. I think we're in a really good position now to win LECs and host LECs and make it to the NCAA tournament, as long as we keep doing what we're supposed to be doing. And even now, I don't even think, Coach has said it, but I don't think we're playing well, but we're winning. And even then he said, most teams are losing and they're learning the lessons, but we're fortunate enough to be winning and learning our lessons. So I think right now it's about how we can get our team back on track and start playing well like we were in the beginning of the season, and take that, that energy that we had in the beginning of the season and kind of bring it back and keep that going, because it is January, it's late January, and LEC play is coming to an end soon, maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks, and hopefully we do all we can to host and have LECs back here one more year. That'd be pretty cool, having it here one more year, hosting it all 4 years of my career. But I don't really want to think about individual goals, and I'd just rather play basketball and have my teams back and let them have mine.
The Little East Conference Tournament coming to a conclusion on Saturday night as the championship game, a rematch from last year, Eastern Connecticut and King State. And Tarchee Brown gets the loose ball, going to drive to the lane. The Euro step finger roll finish from Brown in the lane. And here comes Wright once again, and Nichols going to drive, but Brown meets him right at the glass. Here's another look at it, up and over. And then on the ensuing possession, Nichols again, but Brown says not today. 2 straight blocks on Ty Nichols for Tarchee Brown. Finds Brown once again, and the foul, count the bucket. He would convert the 3-point play, but the Owls still had a lead over the Warriors in the first half of play. But Tarchee Brown taking it all the way through, some contact, up and good.
And right now he's leading this team to victory. There's another steal. Brown the other way to himself, and he slams it in. Raise the roof, baby. Tarchee Brown with an exclamation point slam. The Warriors starting to feel it. Is Zellright just going to let the clock run? And in back-to-back years, the Little East Conference is back in Romantic. Eastern Connecticut, the 2018 Little East Conference champions.
And back-to-back years, the Warriors winning Little East Conference championships. Tarchee Brown named the tournament's most outstanding player. And we caught up with Brown himself, along with head coach Bill Geithner.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Petrus to the ETV Sports Town, joined alongside head coach Bill Geithner. And this tournament's most outstanding player, Tarchee Brown. And you both captured the 2018 Little East Conference championship. Tarchee, we'll start with you. I just want to go over something quickly. Last year, you left last year's tournament championship game with an ankle, weren't able to finish that game, and almost a year to the exact date, you're coming out here and bearing the tournament, possibly your final home game, taking away the championship. What's that like?
It's incredible. You know, last year getting hurt, I thought I had unfinished business, and I didn't get to help my guys out the way I wanted to. And I know I had some injuries this season as well, and I try to fight through it for my teammates and for the people who come to see me play every day, and all my guardian angels who aren't here to see me play. And that's pretty much it.
Tarchee, now 2 in a row, Little East Conference champions. Yourself, program's all-time leader in score, 2-time Little East Conference champion, and now as you heard on the PA announcer, you guys have a chance to host a couple of NCAA tournament games. I mean, how does that one sound?
It sounds great. I mean, Coach Geithner has done an unbelievable job my 4 years here. You know, I just think everybody's bought in. You know, since my freshman year, I know everybody, my sophomore year, we didn't make the NCAA tournament. You know, so getting to a point where we're able to, you know, potentially host, that's huge. You know, I think that he's put us in the right position to succeed, and I couldn't be happier. You know, it's a blessing in itself. You know, to be able to come here, to be able to win it, play in front of our own fans, and have an unbelievable coach that's coaching us and is by our side and every step of the way, it's huge.
And we back. 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 Hey, this ain't no intro.
And my grandmother always told me when I was younger that I can do anything that I wanted to do. And my sister kind of, you know, she was just always there for me, and she passed away when I was young. And my grandmother kind of like took over as, you know, primary caregiver when I was younger. So having those two women in my life, and my grandma now who has Alzheimer's, so she's here, but she's not, you know, like spiritually here. Like she's not there all the way. So I guess, you know, knowing that those two women have always had my back since I was young, and being able, like being blessed enough to have basketball in my life for as long as I've had it, I think those two have been the biggest inspirations and the biggest influences that I've had to play basketball. You know, playing basketball, I feel like every kid should play a sport, just because of all the relationships that you make, you know, playing a sport. I've made a ton of relationships with certain people that I didn't think I would know. Some of my best friends have come from sports, and some people who are always going to be in my life have come from sports. So I feel like, you know, just realizing what sports has done for me in terms of my life, you know, not just the sport itself. Like sports come and go. Like I know I'm gonna, you know, at the end of my season, I'm not gonna be able to play collegiate basketball ever again, but the people are always gonna be there, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like the people that come with sports, you know, everybody's parents who I've made a connection with, all the players who I've made a connection with throughout my middle school years to high school to college, and I'll know those people forever. And I feel like that's like the biggest thing.
But that don't take nothing away, 'cause at the end of the